Welcome. I'm again in Antarctica, as you can see. There's a lot of ice. And I'm here just to introduce you to this part of the course, the introductory part, which has to do with, well, cosmology. So you would ask yourself, why is it that in a course of astrobiology we start with a part that has a lot to do with culture, rather than introducing us immediately to the science of it? Well, because culture has to do with science, or better, of the development of scientific thinking. You have to excuse the quality of the video. I am walking just to keep warm, because it's minus 11 degrees, and if I don't talk, I freeze. So, as I mentioned, we started the course, or we deliberately wanted to start the course by providing you with some overview of because men, or human beings, have always had this fundamental instinct that we are learning the universe. And they looked at the skies, the heavens, with creatures, angels, gods, ancestors. And now we are populating the skies, heavens, with aliens. This is the search for extraterrestrial intelligence, SETI. But what is SETI if not another way we have to provide an answer to the question, are we alone in the universe, or is there only one life, and it's on Earth? But how about there are many forms of life, and not angels, but maybe a planet all covered in ice, a planet of things, of fields. We only have us. We only have our own culture, our own mind to imagine. It seems as if we are incapable of imagining anything that is totally different from us. Our aliens are angry, maybe stupid, or maybe very intelligent, but somehow it's what we have. It's the same feelings, it's the same way of thinking. This is called an anthropological bias. And that's why we started with the cultural approach, because it takes you to understand what an anthropological bias may be. And somehow it takes you to the profound meaning of what scientific thinking is. Because scientific thinking is based on facts. You need to prove the facts. You can have all the most wonderful hypotheses, but if you don't prove them and you don't replicate the proof, it's not good. So there are things we will never be able to demonstrate, maybe. And that is called, well, okay, we need to have faith on this. Maybe you will have faith in science after this course, but what I hope you will learn is a method of thinking. And astrobiology is the perfect course, because it spans so many different fields of knowledge and combines them all in one. So that's its uniqueness. So I will leave you exploring a bit of what humans believed, their stories, their myths, very different. So the reason why we start cultural introduction, it's because scientific thinking has stemmed somehow from this question, are we alone in the universe? And why do I say that? Well, because we always populated the skies. I mean, in Christianity, we populated heavens with angels, God. Aboriginal Australians have ancestor stars up in the sky. The Navajo Indians, for the Navajo Indians, the stars are actually the results of a trick that Coyote did. Think about that. The sky was always populated by creatures, beings, supernatural beings, ancestors. So what we are doing now is we are looking for, searching for extraterrestrial life. So that's why we start with a cultural introduction. Because I really would like you to understand that astrobiology somehow is a response to our thirst of knowledge about what the unknown is. Is life unique to Earth? And by investigating cultural responses to this question, I think you will gradually build up your own idea about astrobiology. It might be a response to the loss of the order that God gave to the life of our ancestors, or that ancestors gave to the life of our ancestors, and people still live it today. And I think it's quite interesting for you to have a brief exploration of what humans, or the approach humans had to populating heavens. Because there is at least one culture that populates the heaven with void. And void is form, meaning void contains potentially everything, and form is void, meaning that all that exists is also void. So it's maybe a contradictory statement of the matter of the universe. And throughout the course, we will know a little bit more about the bricks of life. And I leave you with that because I cannot talk anymore. I'm getting cold and my nose is running.